My name is Rowan Berry Jam Productions, and I'm at the St. John Sea Dogs game during the COVID-19 pandemic, and you're watching Post to Post.
Hey everybody, welcome to Post to Post. My name is Neil. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is not really a video that I look forward to making, because it ultimately makes me look bad because I'm comparing my preseason predictions to the current standings. A video I've done before, actually, roughly a month and a half ago, which was number 2 of 4 in the series. The first one was actually making the preseason predictions. 2 of 4 was a quarter of the way through the season. We're 3/4 of the way through the season now, so this is 3 of 4. And at the end of the season, once it's totally done, we're going to take a look back and see the official preseason predictions versus end result standings. But this is 3 of 4. The season's almost done, which is crazy to think about. And it's time to look at my preseason predictions versus current ones. Spoiler alert, not good. Not good. I don't look very good. A couple of predictions were right, but most were wrong. I'm going to say a couple of things about the teams as we go through, or not all the teams, but a few of them. All right, let's start off with the Central Division, actually. So I'll bring the chart up here on the screen, and you can see my prediction prior to the season starting versus the actual current. Now, before you get all huffy-puffy about the current standings, number 1, there are ongoing games right now as I'm filming this on a Sunday. And number 2, this is not done by points, as the NHL actually listed. This is done by point percentage, which is a better metric currently in this specific season to gauge standings versus points, because some teams have played 5-6 games fewer, and with the Vancouver Canucks in their situation, that's a whole mess. So point percentage is extremely critical here for these standings. So just putting that out there. So I predicted that Tampa would come first, and they're in second. Hey, that's totally fine. I predicted Carolina would come second. They're in first. A-okay with 1 and 2 so far. Number 3, here's where things get a little fuzzy, okay? The Columbus Blue Jackets, I've admittedly have not watched a lot of Columbus Blue Jackets games this year, but the ones that I have, they've always lost. I don't know if I've watched a Columbus Blue Jackets game where they've won. So I had them in third. I felt good, the season before, and the season before that, there's a lot of promise there, and things really fell off the rails. So they are not in third. They are in 7th as far as point percentage. So a drastic difference. Totally got that one wrong. Number 4, I had Dallas, and they're actually in number 4 right now as far as point percentage. So hey, you got that one right. 5th, I had Florida. I'm not even mad that I got this one wrong, because I wouldn't have, if I could go back, I'd probably still make the same decision, even knowing this, because I just don't know what I'm going to get from the Florida goaltenders. Bobrovsky, consistency issues from last year just really had me scared. So I'm not upset about this one. I'm very happy to see them in third. Extremely happy. Okay, love it, but not upset that I had them in 5th. In 6th, I had Nashville. They're in 5th. Basically got that one right. Number 7, I had Chicago in 7th position. They're actually in 6th, so I got generally got that one right as well. And Detroit in last got that one right. So really, the only extreme outlier here was Columbus and Florida as well. So overall, I'm actually fairly okay with my central standings, or central predictions. Next is the East. All right. Well, this is a little different, okay? So I predicted that the Islanders would come in first. They're actually in 3rd. I predicted Boston would come in 2nd. They're actually in 4th. I put Philly in 3rd, and they're in 6th. Man, Philly has looked so bad recently. Like in the past 2.5 months, they've just looked so bad. I had the Rangers in 4th. They're in 5th. They are on the move. They are trying to catch the Boston Bruins as best they can. In 5th, I had the Capitals. Well, the Capitals are in 1st, and I'm just going to jump ahead here to the Pittsburgh Penguins. I had them in 6th. They're in 2nd. I just want to say how impressed I am by the Capitals, by the Penguins, two teams I don't cheer for at all, but how impressed I am with the fact that they're still able to be this competitive with their aging cores. And I know each team has their younger players and stuff, but there has been some turnover on both teams, so I just felt like maybe their best years were behind them. So that's why I had them down that far in 5th and 6th. But I'm, again, I don't cheer for these teams, but I'm genuinely happy to see them up that high. I want to see Crosby have as much success as he can before he retires. Same with Ovechkin. So I love seeing those teams up there. In 7th, I had Buffalo. They're in 8th. We all know the Buffalo story. And in 8th, I had the Devils, and they're in 7th. So again, I'm okay with the bottom 2 there. That's generally okay. This is a tough division. There's been a lot of flip-flopping in this division. The last time I did this, a month and a half ago, I think it was March 7th was the date I released the video, which is 2 of 4 of this series. Boston was in first. So in a month and a half, Boston has gone from first to fourth in the division, which is kind of crazy. So I suspect that when we do the final episode of this season, or the final video of this series, subscribe if you're not, by the way, I suspect that things will flip-flop even more in this division. There's a lot of strong teams. That's really what it comes down to. There's a lot of competitive teams in this division, so we'll see in a couple of weeks. Next is the North Division, which is holds my favorite team, the Montreal Canadiens. And this one probably makes me look the worst, because I predicted that the Vancouver Canucks would come first, and they're in fifth. So I don't know. I just had this gut feeling about Vancouver that, you know what, this is the year. This is the year that they're actually going to maybe not be a bubble team, or maybe not be a disappointing team. Maybe they can actually surprise a couple of people. And they did, about how bad they are. Not good. And obviously the Canucks situation with the COVID is, that's tough. I wouldn't wish that on any team, even a team I really even didn't like at all, like a bottom dweller. That I just, I don't get enjoyment for watching them. I don't like seeing them win. I wouldn't even wish that upon them, because I think what makes the NHL great is the parity and the competitiveness of all the teams. So to see any team really struggle with health issues and have 7-8 games played less than the other teams in the division is very frustrating as a fan, and a Canucks fan would be very not happy. So Canucks ahead in first, they're actually in fifth. The Maple Leafs are ahead of them in second, they're in first. That's not a surprise at all. I had the Montreal Canadiens in third, and they are underperforming in my opinion. They're a very frustrating team to watch recently. Very inconsistent. Their games where they put 4 or 5 goals in the net, or pucks in the net, and you think, you know what? This team can score. Like, this team actually looks pretty good. Like, there's some decent offensive threats. And then the next game happens, and they can't score anything, and they can't do anything on the ice. It's like a different team. It is so incredibly frustrating. At this point, I honestly don't even want them to make the playoffs, because they're not winning the Stanley Cup. They're not even going to come close to it. So I had them in third. They're in fourth. Wouldn't surprise me if they moved to fifth and Calgary caught up to them. In fourth, I had the Winnipeg Jets. They're actually in second. In fifth, I had Calgary. They're in sixth. So that's generally, I consider that a win a bit, although Calgary has been playing pretty decent lately. So it wouldn't surprise me if they moved up to fourth. I had Edmonton in sixth, and they're in third. This was my big mistake, other than Vancouver, in my whole predictions of all the divisions. I just felt like Edmonton was too front-loaded, and they didn't have the depth. And I still feel like that in a way. But they've really kind of nailed down their system quite a bit. Now, McDavid and Draisaitl have been split up at times, and they're together. And I kind of like that weave and flow, that balance, that it throws the teams off. If you're the Montreal Canadiens and you're playing the Edmonton Oilers, and the last time you played Edmonton, McDavid and Draisaitl were playing on different lines, and you get used to that, and you made adjustments. And then the next time you play them, McDavid and Draisaitl are together. Well, you kind of need to rethink things. So I think this changing of the lines in Edmonton is usually, in most situations, will be considered a bad thing. I think it kind of works in their favor a little bit that way. So I was totally wrong about Edmonton, and I'll fully admit it, and I wish them all the best. I'm glad that they're doing well. But with that said, it wouldn't surprise me if they took a big fall, or if they didn't do anything in the playoffs, or didn't do anything next season just based on their team makeup. So we'll see. Number 7, the Ottawa Senators, and they're in 7th. So I got that one right. That one was fairly easy. Young team, going through some growth. So not too happy that I got that one right. That's pretty predictable. And the West Division, the last one we're going to talk about. So I had Vegas in first. They're actually in second. I had Colorado in second. They're in first. So, again, I got those ones basically right. In third, I had St. Louis. They're in fourth as far as point percentage. So, again, very close. Happy with that one. In fourth, I had the Coyotes. They're actually in fifth. Even though that is close, the Coyotes have kind of disappointed me so far this season. In fifth, I had Anaheim. I really thought that Gibson was going to just steal a bunch of games for Anaheim. Hasn't exactly worked out as I planned. They're actually in eighth. The LA Kings I had in sixth. They're in seventh. Generally the same place. And the best part about this whole division for me, Minnesota, I had them in seventh. Kind of wrote them off a little bit. They're in third, and I absolutely love it. I've been having so much fun watching Minnesota this year. It's been great. And then San Jose, I had in eighth, and they're in sixth. So they've been doing a little bit better than I thought, which is great. They're my second favorite team. Happy about that. But I don't think they're going to be doing much of anything later as the season goes on. But good growth here, I guess, for San Jose. So, you know what? I don't do this to be cocky or to be, just think I'm right or anything like that. Clearly, if you've been watching the channel for a while, you know that my predictions aren't always right. But you just do it for fun. And that's really what it's all about. If you make predictions, whether it's game by game, night by night, you're doing a fantasy team or something, and if you get truly upset about it, it kind of takes the fun out of it. So I just do this for fun, and most of the time I'm wrong. Every now and again, I'm right, and that's the fun. That's the fun part. Is I expect to be wrong, but when I'm right, yeah, it's cool. It's fun. So thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. I'm going to do a part 4 of this series, like I said, at the end of the season, comparing my preseason predictions to the final standings of this season, and then we're going to come up with a video predicting the playoffs, and that's going to be a doozy. So we'd love it if you could hit the subscribe button. Join me for that. Hope you guys are having a great day, and I'll catch you in the next video. Adios.